episodes in one night and then the final episode. But I forgot what it's called already. That's crazy. That's kind of crazy actually because it's a really good show.
How many episodes are there in total
For what?
for the thing? For a minute.
For the Menendez or for the other one?
Like the last Hulu series I watched was the FBI series. I don't really
Okay.
watch that much TV.
It is called FBI. I don't even know what you're talking about.
The FBI show with chick from Teacher. You ever watch Teacher on Hulu?
No. The Perfect Couple with Lee Schreiber, Sabretooth from X-Men Origins or X-Men Wolverine.
Okay. The Perfect Candidate?
Perfect Couple.
Never seen that. I seen the Manchurian Candidate with him in it. That was amazing.
That was a really good series. And then I think that had 8 episodes. Blame it on the rain. It's falling, falling. It's had 6 episodes.
Okay, not too bad. Not still haven't finished Mr. McMahon. I know. But no, it killed it though for me. Everyone's like, no, they didn't talk about this, they didn't talk about that. I'm like, wow, they really didn't talk about this, didn't talk about that. I watched the Bret Hart episode. I'm like, well, this is time. I need to finish it though.
All right. It's not. I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but yeah, what they're saying is basically true. I'm not. I'm not. I'll put it this way. I'm not going to let you. I'm not going to let you keep waiting for. You're on what? You finished episode 4 or 5?
Whichever the Bret Hart episode is.
I think that's 4.
I mean, you can
I'm not.
spoil it. It's not even a thing at this point.
It's episode. Okay, Bret Hart was episode 4. Or no, Bret Hart was episode 3.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Halfway through.
they don't talk about it until episode 6. I'll put it that way. Like I'll just let you know right in advance. They don't. They yeah. It's episode 6.
Episode 6 is the last episode.
Yeah, yeah.
I might just watch episode 6.
Watch all of it. All of it's great. It's all great. But episode 6 is like that's just where they kind of dump it, and I'm like,
That's the T.
that came out of nowhere.
I think episode 6 when the real world hit him. Oh my god! Remember
Loki, yeah.
the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
What?
Do you remember the movie The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
No.
With Sean Connery.
I only know him from James Bond and Indiana Jones.
Yeah, so he's a mix between the two of them in that movie.
Oh god.
Oh man. Friggin'.
Oh, what time is it? Damn. Do you think we could do this in like an hour?
Yeah, what? We can knock this out. You got water?
Nah, I'm okay.
What?
I've been drinking beer. I'm okay.
Oh, you litty.
Beer is water, so.
You litty off that Yankees win.
Yeah, I was stressing. That's what I was.
Hold on, let me piss real quick. We're going to get it going.
All right. Blame it on the rain. It's falling, falling. I'm not gonna hold you.
Listen, blame it on the alcohol. Alcohol.
I'm not gonna hold you.
Hmm?
I still have not come up with my top 10 for attires.
Boo!
Did
I'm
you do like
saying,
specific?
get your top 10 ready.
Did you do specific or did you do like just in general?
I got it down to when they wore it, the damn fucking gear.
Yeah, no, I didn't get that in depth. There was no way because there's some shit where I think about it and I'm like, it pops into my head, but I don't like some of my shit's like Shawn Michaels from like the '80s and the
So
'90s, and
I was at work today. I was like, oh, Shawn Michaels, Finn Balor, Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano got some heat. Like, low key, his jackets and stuff. Like, he's got some heat. King Booker, that's up there. Let's see. I was the final boss. The final boss. What's the thing with the final boss? Little fits like final boss fits.
mm,
Not his ring attire, but
yeah, that's where I was kind of like I was gonna put The Rock up there, but like I was including like most of his stuff, and I was like I've seen him in more in trunks than I have like with the final boss stuff, so I'm like he don't deserve it for real.
the final boss. What do you fuck with? The final boss. Oh,
I only had three that really popped into my head instantly, and that was Rey Mysterio, Shawn Michaels, Seth Rollins.
oh God, Seth Rollins. Oh no. Oh no.
Bro, some of Seth's fits be hitting, and then also his ring attire never misses. I feel like it never misses. Like his like I think the only one that I thought was like kind of whack was his WrestleMania 41 one against Drew, where he wore like Rey Mysterio, like the old Rey Mysterio, like baggy pants. That was stupid.
Yeah, his entrance was whack. His gear was whack, and he lost. And he was hurt real bad.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, other than that, I was like most of Seth Rollins' gear from when he changed from just wearing like the generic black and gold um authority fit. Once he debuted like that all white attire against John Cena and Money in the Bank, I was like, okay, now he's changing it up. The white and gold was clean. He's
What's it?
changing.
The White Power Ranger fit.
Yeah,
I remember that night because him and Bailey both wore the white and gold, and they both won. I remember that.
and it's funny because like Vince normally hates white too. Normally, he normally hated it. So the fact that two people got to wear it on the same night is crazy.
Really, he so weird. Why do you hate this?
Yeah, bro. Do you remember when Roman had white in his boots? He had like a white sole on his boot when he was still the big dog. He wore that shit once, and Vince was like, "There's too much white."
That doesn't surprise me. It's just so weird.
Let me see if I can find it. I know we
So,
didn't do a
so weird.
proper intro.
Who?
We didn't do a proper intro.
Oh, wait,
I'll do
listen,
it
listen. We can always cut the first 10 minutes of this out. It's
now. I
okay.
might just leave it. I might just leave it.
What? Listen, our fans need us, Jordan. They feel us. It's been weeks since they've heard from us.
A minute. It's been a hot minute. Here we go. Yeah, Vince didn't like this, so he told Roman he could never wear these again.
Those look
So
like sneakers.
yeah, they're like sneaker boots. And he said there was too much white.
Listen, man, Vince be hating. Period. That's it. It's be hating. That's why it's hard to watch Mr. McMahon because man, y'all not really talking about nothing. I want to hear about the nitty gritty, nasty stuff, the stuff that people wrote NDAs for. That's what I want. People sign NDAs for. That's what I want to hear about. Wishful
Yeah,
thinking, but
episode 6. How about it? That's how you really gonna get it. There's like some shit, but it's like okay, steroids, like whatever. Every league had their steroid problem. Every federation organization had their steroid problem for a hot minute. Whatever, bro. That's not. That's not new. It's also kind of like why are y'all trying to persecute this man for steroids? We still got like Barry Bonds, Mark McGuire, like
And they
that's trying to.
persecuted Barry Bonds. And R.I.P. Pete Rose. Not a
But
gambler.
that's the thing. They persecuted like the people. They didn't persecute like like the owner of the owner of the baseball team or the MLB is allowing the players to do steroids. It's like come on, it's whatever. Like just single out the people.
I mean, those other to your point, like
It's
the commissioner of baseball, Bud Selig, wasn't really a character. Vince
continue.
McMahon was absolutely a character in his own show, like 1,000%.
Yeah, but like I feel like at the same. I relate that to sort of like Jeff Hardy doing like all the drugs that he did and like getting the DUIs, like Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso getting the DUIs. I'm not putting that shit on him now. Like it was their personal choice. I didn't tell them to hey, go out to the bar, get hammered, and drive home. That'd be great publicity. No, like go home, go get a DUI, so that way when we travel internationally, it's gonna be a hassle getting you over there. Like that type of shit. It's like I would put putting steroids in the same thing of like Jeff Hardy's abuse with drugs, all the DUIs that people have. I put that like all in the same category. Just because like sure like it might be a common thing that happens in like pro wrestling doesn't mean that it's like I'm telling somebody to do that. If I was in Vince's position or like you're trying to persecute me for somebody doing steroids, I'm like I'm not their fucking parent. I don't tell them what to do. Like it's not my
Yeah,
job.
but he didn't have a
Like
wellness policy, and he didn't have a lot of stuff that he should have had. So, like, the
yeah,
problem, them hammering him for that, like, yeah, I just want to see that part. Like, yeah, hammer him for that, because people were
but
like, people's, and look, people's muscles are popping, muscles falling off the bone, and like, I'm trying to think, Macho Man, Ultimate Warrior, and countless others, like, mad wrestlers just dropped dead around 50. Yeah, just dropped dead around 50.
but could just like not done steroids.
I agree with you. Listen, I'm never shooting up. It can't be worth it.
Like that shit's crazy.
Hmm. All right, but let's get going here. MCW episode for all our fans. This is a very long intro. We thank you for watching. I'm
Yes,
Brandon,
yes. I'm Jordan.
and we are back after a long hiatus. We are back, baby, to MCW in the flesh, baby. Bad Blood happened. We had a Raw happen. NXT is on the CW. Woo woo. And SmackDown was interesting before Bad Blood. But let's start at.
I remember it.
Oh no, it was interesting. A little dumpster match, a little
Oh, okay.
dumpster diving between Chelsea Green and Meacham, and the Usos. Not the Usos. The Tongans retained the SmackDown Tag Team Championships
Hey man,
over.
you can blame Roman for
Right, over is the Street Profits and DIY, and yeah, but I'm blaming Rome. I'm blaming whoever needs to be blamed because man, we were all ready for new champions.
that. That's some crazy booking if Roman actually did have the power to call that. That's some crazy booking power.
Why wouldn't he have that type of power? Why not?
I mean, like it's not doing anything for the storyline. Like they don't have anyone who's going for the tag team titles against them. Like Jay's not going to go for it because he has the singles title. He's on Raw. Like it literally does nothing for the titles for them to have the titles
Oh no,
because they
I don't
bring.
agree with the decision, but Roman having that type of juice, that's not surprising.
No, I'm just saying that it's just like, do you really want to? Because then that kind of just falls into the like. Because once I heard that, I was like, oh, it was Roman's decision, really? Like he's not even fucking tag team. He doesn't even have anyone to go for Like he's not going for a tag team title. He's focused on fucking Cody and that title.
Look,
Like he has no backup besides Cody and Jay
on
or Jimmy.
TV, The Rock runs things. He's the final boss. But apparently, when the nitty gritty comes down to it, on day to day operations, it's Roman Reigns who's
Like,
calling shots in WWE.
and so like so apparently WrestleMania 39 was supposed to be Cody. It was supposed to be Roman Rock, but then things kind of like fell out of plan. And then when it came to WrestleMania 30 or WrestleMania 40, when they were going to do Rock Roman again, when they got confronted with that problem of like, we want Cody. Originally it was supposed to be Rock Roman, and Rock was pushing for him to win the title, and Roman was like, "No, bro, that doesn't make sense." And then once like the whole Cody and Cody, we want Cody thing came up, Roman was like, "We're going with Cody." Like it makes sense. Like we've been building to this for 2 years now. Like why would we not do this part before we just jump to the next segment?
But with
He's like,
Roman versus Roman.
so Roman was like, "Bro, let's finish the Cody story first before we just jump to a whole different chapter, because then you get the belt entangled in it, and then it's like Roman can't get pinned because he has the title, and then Rock's gonna want a title shot, and then they're gonna have to, yeah." So I was like, I'm glad the way they did that. I'm glad Roman stood on business. Was like, "Listen here, final boss.
That's
I'm
right.
I'm
Roman
I'm
Reigns.
the money maker."
Roman Reigns is the man now. It's his
Yeah,
time.
rightfully so. But Bad Blood started with a banger that low key should have just ended the night, in my opinion.
I mean, it ended up working out just fine, but they could have definitely been the main event. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre
I,
definitely
I
could have.
think this one I think this 1,000% should have been the main event. I don't even care about the main event. Like the main event was good, but like it's a tag team match. I did you could get the same pop at the beginning of the show.
So,
Like because like regardless you're gonna get that pop anyway, but then like people aren't gonna click off because you still have the Punk versus Drew Hell in a Cell match that everyone's been waiting for. Like no one's gonna click off and leave the show because that's the end of the show.
no, so to your point, like it could have been the main event, but after the final boss shows up,
It should have been the main.
could you still complain after the final boss showed up?
Yes, I am right now. I still think it should have been the main. You had a man that needed 16 staples put into his goddamn skull.
So for our first time listeners, who they should be familiar, right? It's Drew versus CM Punk. Well,
Hmm?
9 months of build, right? 9 months of build, two
Yeah,
matches, right? And let's like Punk. Well, Punk interferes in Clash of the Castle, interferes in Money in the Bank.
WrestleMania
Well, Drew was asking for it at WrestleMania.
still happened.
Yeah, and he didn't interfere. Drew was just
Asking
asking
for it.
for
Well, he was asking for it. Like,
it. Yeah.
but like Punk ensued the attack that led to the cash. If Punk didn't attack him, there probably wouldn't have been a cash. If we're really playing by those rules, because Drew would have just walked out of there on his own 2 feet, conscious with the title. But since Punk attacked him, that's why he got cashed in on, because he was left down and out.
A little bit of vulnerability. A little bit of
Yeah,
vulnerability. um, and like all this stuff has happened. All this stuff has happened. They have a match at what was their first match?
SummerSlam, SummerSlam
At
special.
SummerSlam, yeah, with Steph as the special guest referee.
Mm-hmm.
Drew wins there. They have a rematch at
Bash and Berlin.
Berlin. Yeah, match at
Mm-hmm.
Berlin. And now
Sure.
this. So I was looking forward to it. I was looking forward to it. The build was there, and they delivered for sure. Those wheels are really good. Match of the year candidate.
What?
This match.
Hell in a Cell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
The year's not
I'm
over. We still got more
I'm
wrestling left.
I'm looking at match of the decade
That's
from 2014 to now.
that.
Because if you really think about it, 2014 to like 2019 was hot garbage. There really wasn't shit. Ryback wasn't the main event from like 2014 through like 2015.
Match of
Even
the
even parts of 2016.
match,
Ryback was their main event
match of
picture.
decade is crazy.
Hmm?
Match of the decade is crazy.
One of top five matches of the decade. Because Rock and Cena 1 and 2 didn't even happen in that. From 2014, we're looking at like Daniel Bryan, the triple threat at WrestleMania on. That's what we're looking at. From like WrestleMania 30 up until now. WrestleMania 31, it got saved by Rock and Brock got saved. Rock, Brock and Roman got saved by Seth cashing in.
Yeah,
WrestleMania 32, flop. WrestleMania 33, what? Roman beat Undertaker? Okay. Like
yeah,
that was the main event.
yeah. You said match of the decade that opens up to Money in the Bank, opens it up to
Yeah, it does.
all types of stuff. It was a great match, but what are the things you liked about this match? What are the things you liked about it the most?
The fact that we got a CM Punk Hell in the Cell match. The fact that we finally got, oh, like I guess an end to the feud in a way because it was. I'm all for long term storytelling, but like it was kind
It was
of getting
dragging.
strange.
It was dragging.
It was getting strange.
It was dragging.
I like that they finally kind of put everything all in one, where like even like everything that happened, even with, all the way down to like what's it called? Drew having the bag with the bracelet pieces in
All
it.
the little bracelet beads in it.
Yeah,
Yes, and then
every
shoving it, and then CM Punk shoves it in his mouth. That was
mhm.
great.
I love that CM Punk had that chain because the chain was like a big part of like what he did in AEW too. A lot of, he had a chain for like one of his matches that he was super bloody in. And I forgot who it was against. I didn't even watch it. I feel like it's against like MJF or somebody or Samoa Joe, one of the two, for the title. But yeah, I mean that was literally like that was the bloodiest match I've ever seen, where both competitors were
Nah, you can look up an old Cena match where Cena's bloodied a lot. I forgot who.
bloody. Yeah, but I didn't watch it like I'm talking about like that I've watched like live. That I've like actually experienced like firsthand.
Mhm.
I've seen like Randy get busted open, but like Randy got busted open by Brock. Brock wasn't busted open the way like Punk was bleeding too.
No, there's a couple of bloody matches. Stone Cold, McFoley matches. Look back at McFoley. I know I'm going back.
Yeah, but those are like I can like I'm not saying that there's not like I can definitely go back and watch it, but for me like watching it live that like
Right.
I'm always watching this is the by far the bloodiest. Unless I like want to tune into like AEW and see them like damn near like off themselves.
With needles.
Yeah,
I, so how did you feel? Like it was a lot of blood to the point where I thought like, I'm like, all right, is this catch up? Like, what are you like? What's going on really? Well, how did you feel when the referee started wiping out their faces?
and Drew just flung the towel away multiple times.
Yeah, but how did you feel about them doing it though? I didn't like that part. I was like, just let them bleed.
I see why they did it. I'm not against it just because one, it's just gonna blind you, and you're probably gonna injure the other person by trying to do moves if you're actually blinded. And two, it also probably in a way helps the bleeding because it's not such a direct flow that if the blood is coming out still, it doesn't have like a channel to flow down still.
Mm-hmm.
It might just pool more up there wherever the cut is. I don't know. Because like I feel like if you just let them bleed to an extent, it's kind of like, all right, bro, are you gonna get somebody in there to like stop the bleeding? Are you gonna wait? Because like 16 stitches, 16 staples is crazy. That
Yeah,
had to be
no.
a massive
And
gash. So like if he just kept bleeding from that, he would have just passed out and just been like out in the ring, just limp.
he when Punk took the toolbox to his head, I think that's when it happened.
That is when it happened, yeah. And
Mm.
I was like, oh shit. I was like, damn, that was a shot. That wasn't like no rubber plastic toolbox. That's not like a kid's like Christmas set. Like that's a toolbox. And then he started flowing, and I was like, oh. God, mind you, I watched this at like 2 or 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, I watched this at 2 a.m., like 2:30, right when I got back home, and I was like, "Oh my God, bro!" Like
It
that was my
got to the point where I
reaction.
thought it was ketchup or something. So I'm like, that's a lot of blood, bro.
Yeah,
That's what I
and then
thought.
I was like, Punk stopped bleeding at some point, and I was like, "Okay, he's finally starting to stop bleeding now." And then Drew stopped bleeding. I was like, "Okay," because like there's like a point where I'm like, "Yes, this is cool," but at the same time, I'm like, these are human beings. They can't lose that. Like they can't continuously lose blood from their head of all places. Like that's not good. So I'm like, okay, the bleeding stopped. Then Punk picked up fucking wrench. And I was like, that's got to be like a gimmick wrench. Sure enough, Punk connected with him on the top of his skull and opened up that cut again and just
Mm-hmm.
started down. And I was like, oh, God,
Yeah,
bleeding again.
yeah.
I was like, bro, this guy's going to pass out. Like, and I think that's also like, I think that when they brought at the end, so like, I'm going to skip to the end of the match real quick. When they brought out the oxygen tank, and they like put it on Punk's face and they brought it to Drew. I feel like that was like a like shot at AEW because they did that for the 60-minute match between MJF and Will Ospreay. That wasn't supposed to be an Iron Man match. It was just a 60-minute match. They
Mm-hmm.
came out and like he put the oxygen on his face, like MJF put on his face, and he's like gassed, whatever. But I feel like that was like a shot at them, but it also wasn't because like these guys are actually bleeding, and if you lose enough blood to your head, you probably are gonna like start to feel dizzy, need more oxygen, that kind of thing. So I was like, I feel like it was a shot at like this is when you actually need it, but at the same time, it's also like no, they probably actually did need like some sort of medical attention.
Yeah, it can work both ways, but I definitely think they probably needed the oxygen more
Yeah,
than
they definitely more
yeah,
than it was like a shot at AEW. They
yeah.
definitely
It was violent, man. There were so many like
the
violent
the,
spots.
the table suplex
Yeah, it was like a
where
brainbuster, right? Brainbuster.
it was kind of like it was kind of I don't know. It's kind of because like he had him like hooked and he kind of just like went like that. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
you also couldn't like go straight back because like the cell is there obviously, so
Right.
you kind of had to correct him. But the way the table broke, where like it broke underneath the back of Punk's legs, and like the piece of the table was sticking up into the back of his knees, and I was like, oh. And I was like, bro, he look he could have like cut his leg, like cut the back of his knees. Like if he wasn't wearing knee pads, it probably would have.
Well,
But
earlier in the match, Punk, like I think maybe Drew took the table apart, took like the legs of the table off, and then
yeah,
CM Punk overpowered him, got the advantage or whatever, and he grabbed those same legs and he slammed that thing down on his like near his face. And I
yeah,
thought I thought he might have like gouged him.
yeah,
Not just like just gouged him in general, but you watch the replay, that thing's real close to his eyes. I'm like, wow.
yeah. I actually saw I saw this thing on Twitter. I didn't even bother sending it to you because I was like, I don't need anybody else to see this. I don't know if you've seen it already.
Well,
There's a table spot in like an indie show. The guy has like a table like pressed up against like a broken piece of table pressed up against his face. I think it's a table at least. It might be like
mm-hmm,
quiet or something. Pressed up against his face like this.
mm-hmm.
And there's a pair of scissors that are sticking in the back of the table. And the guy runs and does like a meteora, like Io Sky,
Yeah, I'm good.
like double knees into
Yeah,
the table. The scissors stick into his neck.
yeah, I'm good. I don't need to see that.
Yeah, I'm not. I didn't plan on saying. Pulls it out without realizing, and then realizes he's like, "Oh shit!" Plugs it, and then the person stopped recording, and I'm like, "Yeah, this is why they need to stop doing this bullshit on the indies, bro. Like, how the fuck did you not realize there's a pair of scissors right in front of your neck before somebody drives their knees into your face? Like, what? A pair
Yes,
of open scissors, like they were like
mm-hmm.
fully open, and that shit. And I was like, yo,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
that's where you got to draw the line at some point and just think
you're not
about
gonna
shit.
catch me at shows like that. There's other wrestling promotions that aren't doing that on the indies.
Yeah, GCW is coming around to Hartford, and they might actually pull up to Hartford. They're supposed to come to Hartford. I was like, yeah, bro, you're not catching me on the GCW show. That's just a bunch of
That's the
crazy.
promotion that happened at.
No, but that's the promotion that Zilla Fatu wrestles for. Or at least he did. He doesn't wrestle there anymore. Apparently, rumors
Yeah.
are going around that he's going to WWE
Okay. Good.
now. So
But there's some question marks what he's gonna do, but they definitely kicked him off of that. Off of there, I remember that.
yeah, they. And I feel like it was only a matter of time too, because he kept like just not showing up to shit he was scheduled for. like and go to WWE. Like he went to SummerSlam instead of going to a scheduled like indie show he was scheduled for, and he was like the
Mhm.
headliner, and he just like pulled out of it and was like, I'm going to go to SummerSlam instead.
That's right.
Like that's crazy.
Anyway, he's part of the royal family, part of one of the royal families of wrestling.
I guess, but like royal family wasn't even really involved besides like Tongans, and then like Roman came back, but like you're not gonna
But to
spoil
say they was definitely involved.
but like you're not gonna spoil it and be like, oh yeah, I'm here for like Roman. It's like no, like I'm here for Solo, who's not gonna win the championship, obviously. But yeah,
I mean, the running jokes about the bloodline match has got to be that the Samoan has never won one yet.
huh?
That's the running joke about the bloodline matches has to be that the Samoan has never won one
Well, and Roseman, yeah,
yet.
yeah. Cody's match, literally Cody's match. It's
Two for two.
the American Nightmare rules.
Two for two.
It's gonna be Nightmare rules.
A Nightmare's Rules match, he loses. But back to Bad Blood and Punk and Drew.
Mm-hmm.
The ending, right, where Drew has the advantage, but he just the bracelet again, rubbing it in, and just like at WrestleMania, just took his eye off the ball, let Punk get in his head, and I like that little wrinkle of the story. I really do how they ended it, because it gives Drew a little bit of coverage, right? Like a little bit of, hey man, maybe stop doing this. I think Drew should still be a heel. I don't think he should be like a face or anything like that.
He'll still be a heel, yeah.
Yeah,
He's not gonna be a face.
he should still be a heel. And like when he missed that Claymore, oh man, like that looks so bad.
He was bad.
Looks so bad.
Could have paralyzed himself.
Yeah. And then the
But
GTS with the chain on the knee was like, yeah, you're going to sleep.
uh,
So
honestly, after this match, CM Punk, man, he might be my goat. He might be my goat.
I mean, I thought he was already your
He's close. It's up there between John, him, and Roman. But just because he was able to pull this match off at his age, after like 10 plus years of being away from WWE and delivering like this, like one of the most brutal, devastating match types or like match stipulations of all time. Like, and the shit that they like, you compare this to like the other shit, the other Hell in a Cell matches. I'm like, most of the matches are like somehow they end up outside the cage. I was like, they're not gonna like end up outside the cage, or either of them go through like the announce table or fight on top or anything. But I was like, if they're keeping this strictly in the cage, this match is gonna be a bang. Like it has to be. There's no way. And then like I think like the aspect of like everything they did was just insane. But the fact that they did everything that they did for like damn near what, like 40 minutes,
37 minutes is the official runtime.
bloodied, bloody as hell for like 90% of that. Crazy,
And they
crazy.
got opened up pretty fast.
Yeah.
Pretty fast.
So yeah, I mean, props to Drew, but at the same time, CM
Props,
Punk.
props to both of them. It's a great match. Again, like match of the year
Yeah,
candidate. I don't know about like match of the decade. We gotta do some research to match of the decade, but match of the year candidate for certain.
I say match of the decade just because, or at least I'll say male match of the decade, just because I've watched generally all of the male matches since WrestleMania 30 when they aired on the WWE Network. Ever since they aired on WWE Network, I've watched essentially every.
$9.99.
Yeah, I've watched literally every single PLE since then, and most of them have been like dog shit, like garbage. The weekly shows, dog shit, garbage. Same thing Vince does every week with his shit. So I'm like, yeah, this is an actual match. Where I'm like, damn, Vince is still
Even
here.
Punjabi prison match.
All right, so match number two of that.
Wait, before we go forward, what's your grade for the
A
match?
plus, A plus. There's nothing less. A plus. There's nothing less. In my
I'll
mind,
give
there's
it a
nothing.
rare A plus. A's
There's
aren't that rare for me, but an A plus is rare. I love the match. I loved it. It was
like
amazing.
I'd like to say A plus is rare for me, but in this case, like I'd give it an A plus. That was my favorite match of the night. Favorite match because this felt like it actually had like big stakes to it.
Oh, stakes were had throughout the night.
I
Stakes were
don't
the matches weren't great, but the stakes were there.
because I feel like for everyone else, like Damien and like not to skip ahead, but like I'm not gonna say like the results or anything. Damien Finn with the first match of their feud, so it's like Rhea Liv. I know they're probably gonna still go longer with this, especially the match finish. So they're definitely gonna go longer now. Nia Bailey, Bailey's like the only other real competitor besides like Naomi and Tiffany right now on SmackDown. So I feel like Bailey's gonna get another shot at the world title within the next like 6 months, almost like guaranteed, or at least until Charlotte comes back. Um, and
So
then
we don't gotta go in order because like the Bailey match, the Bailey Nia match, and Finn match.
you want to get the Bailey and Nia match out of the way. You want to get all the other mid card matches out of the way.
I
Middle,
mean,
the
let's yeah. So
I
because
mean, we basically just go in order. But what do you want to talk about first? Because the middle of the show is just kind of
the middle of the show is horrendous. Nothing got higher than a D minus for me.
really
It was
that's
awful. Almost turned off the thing. It was horrendous.
that's rough.
Let's
I will.
listen. Let's get the people what they want. Let's jump right to Liv and Rhea. Let's jump to
Okay,
that. Let's jump to that. So
I absolutely love this match. I loved it. I loved it up until Dom fell out of the cage and Rhea looked at the ref and they had the ref cam and she was like, "I gotta go handle some business."
right.
And he's
So
like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Bro,
let's let's set it up. Let's set it up. Because you like the match. Listen, I hated the intros. I hated the intros, Jordan. All right, I hated the intros. So they have Dirty Dom and Liv Morgan riding around in that toy car.
oh,
With
I don't even count intros anymore." Yeah,
no,
that
no,
was stupid.
no. It all matters because they rolled up in that stupid toy car.
Mm-hmm.
I said when they debuted it on Raw, 2 or 3 weeks ago, that car looks stupid. It's an insult to, I didn't say all that, but it is an insult to Eddie. It's an insult to lowriders. It looks like a toy. It looks so cheap and whack and corny. You're better off letting him have an actual lowrider so this can be authentic and not something you're selling at WWE shop. They rolled up on that car and it looked horrendous. It
Yeah.
looks horrendous, Jordan. They did the little hydraulic. No, it looks fake. This looks awful. I hated that. I hated when and then like Pierce. It's okay for him to do something. It's okay for him to be like, Dom, you've interfered in multiple matches. Get in the Shark Tank. Guys, lift them up. Why the hell is the challenger, Rhea Ripley, having all this power to say, hey, bring out the shark cage, put Dom in, lift him up? I'm like, what
Wait,
is.
let's not. I mean, not even that. Okay, I did forget about that. But it's not even that. It's the fact that she thought she was saying something special because and it's not even
One
like she
more
thought
secret,
she was
one
saying
more
something.
secret, Dom. Yeah,
Yeah,
right? It's like,
it's like Michael Cole literally just said that like before you said it. Like literally, I'm pretty sure he said that like right before she said it.
yes,
He's like Dominic Mysterio is afraid of he's claustrophobic and he's afraid of heights. And she's
right.
like, one more secret, Dom. Are you afraid of heights? And I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, but yeah, and she shouldn't be. Yo, you have a championship match. Why don't you focus on Liv Morgan, who you haven't beaten in a while, actually?
This is why I'm over the real Liv story. And I'm just kind of like, get the title off of her, off of Liv at this point, or make it make sense. Because Rhea and Liv don't need the title to have this feud. They're focusing so much on Dom. Just leave the fucking feud on Dom. Like the women's world title could be elevated a lot more if it wasn't just up to Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan just talking about we're gonna have a world title match, but focus mainly on Dominic Mysterio. And why are you cutting back and forth to Dominic Mysterio? It's a world championship match. Why are you cutting
Honest
back and forth to him? That's why it's like they didn't treat it as a world title match. They don't need the title. They really don't. They don't need the title for this feud. They
dog,
should just take it away.
dog.
Like
I
just
I
let
said, I
Tiffany
said,
cash in for all I care, bro. Like what?
no, bro, I said it's a custody of Dom match. That's really what it was. It was a custody of Dom match, and like
Like they're running this feud into the ground, and then they added the worst possible botched element of them all.
Well,
Like
no. Before we get to that, we talk about
mhm.
how Rhea Ripley. Like to me, the issue is they are hyper focused on making sure Rhea Ripley looks a certain type of way.
I
There's
mean,
no
granted,
other,
like
there's
I,
no other explanation for how it's
I
being.
understand, I understand it. I understand why they make her look that way. Just don't make her look that way against a world champion.
Okay,
Like
because it doesn't make
because in reality,
her to be.
I get why they're doing it because like Rhea is obviously bigger, she's stronger, she's got the gothic tattoos, she fits the part of like the dark looming character. But Liv Morgan's world champion for a reason. Like if you
It,
really want it to be like less of like a okay, this is a big problem. If Liv Morgan wasn't champion, I would be less likely to complain about half the shit that she's doing because she's focusing more on something that's not championship based than the championship itself. Like it's become more than just she wants a championship. That's why I'm like, you're pushing Rhea Ripley to the stars and trying
no,
to make sure she doesn't get like buried.
they're
But
trying to shove
they
her
don't
down
care
her
about
throat,
championship.
and they're ignoring wrestling. If you
Yeah,
want her to be the baby face, she has to lose. She has to eat a L,
the
and
money is in the chase.
and not be super duper protected when she eats a L to the point
Yeah,
where Liv looks like she shouldn't be fighting her. So like the match itself was fine, but the moment Dom fell out the shark cage, I'm like, bro, what are we doing here? Why is he falling out of it? And then, as you said earlier, Rhea looks at the ref, and the stupid ref came to like, I got some business to handle. You can pin the champion, win the thing, and then go do that. And like you
yeah.
said, the championship's
Like
not the
he, like he's hanging out the cage, bro. You can handle it after you win the match. He's not going anywhere. He's hanging out the cage. They literally waited till the match was like thrown out anyway
women.
to get him down. Like they didn't focus on him to get him down until the match
Right.
was over anyway.
Right. And then so he's hanging. She says that goofy stuff. She grabs a kendo stick and starts wailing on Dom. And I'm like, okay, the ref's not even gonna count.
Exactly. Yeah,
I'm like, I'm just
bro.
the ref's not gonna
Like
count, dog.
like booking ain't easy, but I
It's
could have.
no, it is. Check your ego and stop protecting your favorites.
No, booking's not easy, but this was probably there were so many different ways you could have went with this than what you did. That's the problem. Booking isn't easy until you show people how bad you can book. That's when it seems easy. Like don't get me wrong, booking is not easy. I've tried my GM for Christ's sakes, and I can't even get my GM right. So
My
I,
gem be hating.
huh?
We talk about this. My gem be hating.
Yeah. So like my GM I can't get right. So God knows I wouldn't be able to get a show right for millions of people watching around the world and the pressure of that.
I think I
No,
can get it right. Just by keeping
but
it simple.
this, but the two matches I could have got right in this that night was Liv and Rhea, and Damien and Finn. Those matches, bro. Come on. And it's
And
obvious. It's obvious both Terra Twins aren't winning because then it makes the Judgment Day look like a pile of dog shit. But it's like, come on, bro. Like you already knew Rhea was not retaining or was not winning.
winning.
So it's
Okay.
like, why? Why?
Both Terra Twins aren't winning, but both Terra Twins can take an L.
They can. I mean,
Especially if they're baby faces.
yeah, it makes sense for Rhea to take like for Rhea and Liv. It makes sense for Rhea and Liv to get like Rhea to take two L's because like Liv's the champion. You're not like if you do one and one, like you can't just keep swapping the title back and forth. Like Liv wins at SummerSlam, Rhea wins now. Liv wins at Crown Jewel, well, not even Crown Jewel, but like later on, like
Mm-hmm.
Rhea retains because then you're just gonna have the rematch thing, just keep bouncing back and forth. Versus like CM Punk and Drew. Drew won the first one, Punk won the second, Punk wins the third. You are allowed to have like one loss per person to get that third match. But since they have the title around Rhea Ripley and it's stuck in limbo because they're really only focusing on Dominic Mysterio, now you're kind of booking it. We're like, oh, Rhea Ripley can't lose twice in a row. There has to be some sort of shenanigans involved in every time she loses. Like, bro, she's not the champion. It doesn't matter.
I thought, when we talked about this before, I thought that Raquel Rodriguez would come out and help, and she did. If
Mm-hmm.
they just kept it like that, that would have been fine.
Yeah.
That would have been fine. Dom's
Yeah.
in a shark cage. Let him be in a shark cage. Let him be in a shark cage, and let that be the big plan. We have this big enforcer who's gonna whoop you, right? Dom could have done something instead of falling out the cage. That's ridiculous, like totally ridiculous, fall out the cage. But like, they totally overbooked it. Raquel Rodriguez comes out, she attacks Rhea Ripley. The ref sees it.
She botches it.
No, that's on the ref.
The But that's the thing though. The ref was in plain sight, and the ref was like, "I saw it happen. Like
He
I
he
can't not
saw it.
call."
He tried to play it off, and then like realized I look ridiculous.
Yeah,
Call it. But
and I think that
that's not on her. That's on the ref.
no, it's not on the ref. It's on Triple H for booking it that way. Because if Dom doesn't fall out the cage, you have Rhea and Liv do some ref shenanigans where Rhea like smacks the shit out of the ref because Rhea's bigger than the ref. She fucking bodies him or some shit,
Right.
and he gets knocked out of the ring. Then Raquel comes in, drops him.
Drops Rhea, puts Liv on top of her. Ref wakes
Yeah,
up. 1, 2, 3. That's
yeah.
it. And we all go home happy.
Like
Something
literally have that happen. Have Raquel pick the ref up, throw him back in the ring. Like
fine. Fine.
you don't
Fine.
like we didn't need to have Dom falling out of the cage almost felt like real to me for a second because I was like, why is he falling out of like why else would they have him fall out of the cage just for him to get whooped? Like
For
it's
him to
not
be
gonna
a human pinata.
yeah.
Which
But
again, like
she already does that. Like she already hits him. Like, granted, Liv saves him a few times here and there, but she already gotten her licks in on Dom multiple times. How many times Damien catches Dom from the top rope week after week? He tries to jump off from the top rope, and Damian Priest grabs him by the throat midair. Like,
mhm.
bro, we see Dom get beat up all the time. Just skip over that shit, bro. Just actually make it make sense. Literally, the finish of the match was perfect in my eyes. Instead of having Dom fall out and Rhea being like whatever, you literally just have Dom trying to distract her, whatever, sure, or like have Liv and Rhea trading shots. Rhea goes to hit like a crazy shot, and I think the two, if they was it a male ref or a female ref?
It was a male ref.
They should have.
And before the match, they look at him as like, he's a Hall of Famer, but he's always up to shenanigans. It's always some bullshit. They said that before the match. So like,
Let me see. I gotta pull up what ref it was
and what's so
because
frustrating for me about this is that it's so obvious that
yeah, it was that.
your
Yeah,
objective is not the story. It's not the championship. Your objective is whatever agenda this is with Rhea Ripley. Like Liv Morgan been waiting to be champion forever, again, forever, or the World Champion for the first time forever, and it's like y'all couldn't. I mean, you can't. You nailed it at SummerSlam and somehow managed to totally derail it. One PLE later, really, with their tag team match their mixed tag match that did not need to happen, and then this is totally derailing it. And for me, this is a D minus. Sorry, it's not an F because the actual like wrestling was good between the two one,
yeah.
two wrestlers, but it's a D minus and like dog. Listen, have Raquel Rodriguez put Rhea Ripley in a hospital and let her be off TV for a minute. Let her come back for the Rumble.
You know, my whole thing is like, might as well because Rhea's not gonna. It's not to jump ahead, but Liv is gonna be at Crown Jewel now, obviously with a different opponent. That's not gonna be Rhea Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're not gonna do that match again. So like, just write Rhea off TV. Just let her be home.
Exactly. Let her go home. And I was saying that after SummerSlam. so we don't see her for a minute, and they just brought her right back. All right, but now the character's definitely overexposed. Go home, go home, Rhea. You're a baby
Even if you
face.
don't write her off TV, just leave her home. You don't have to write her off. Just let her stay home.
No, you gotta write her off. And
You
just
don't
like
have.
the same way they wrote off Seth Rollins for a few weeks, few months. Yeah, write her off.
And you know what's crazy? I sent you that Bron Reed interview. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't even like planned to be like that for real. Like they just like he kept going because the crowd kept cheering for it. It wasn't like a planned thing to like squash him 6 times. Like it was just like I think he said it was supposed to be like once or twice, and the crowd kept going. So like he was like Seth had to be like obviously Seth has to be like okay with me doing that again because he's like I've had so many people tell me that that's like the scariest moment of their career is me like jumping off the top rope and seeing me land. He's like a lot of people say that's like one of the most intimidating things because it's not often you see a big 300+ pound man jumping off the top rope and landing, especially if
Multiple people said this about Bronson Reed.
you're
Big
huh?
Bron. Multiple
Yeah.
people said this, or
He said a few
he
people
said
said it.
multiple people told him that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Which okay, fine, but I mean that's not. It is kind of scary, right? It is kind of scary.
I'd be terrified. I mean, Bronson Reed is like what 6'2",
But he's
three
three
something.
hundred pounds. That's the part that's a problem. It's
Yeah, I
a lot
mean,
of muscle. Big
let
Bronson Reed.
me see. Do they have his like a height and weight on here on his thing? They used to. Maybe it's not loading.
Well, while you do that, what was So I give the Rhea Liv match a D minus. What's your grade for it?
C minus.
Oh, you are generous. Now I would give.
C minus is like trash to me because most matches is like if it's a decent match I'll give it like a C plus.
No, this is
Uh,
a PLE event. It's a PLE match.
all right, if it's decent I'll give it like a C plus. Or
Mm-hmm.
if it's like a good match I'll give it a C plus. If it's great I'll give it like a B plus. But there's like one or two things that I didn't like about it. This match was like amazing in my mind, but like the wrestling was great. But it was just like the logic behind it just completely killed my excitement for the what everything that led up to that moment. I was like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't care about this anymore. Like I could see if it was like one or two things, but the finish still made sense. The finish was ass. So I was like, I don't care about this anymore. Like, this is stupid. Like you completely lost me and my enjoyment of the match going into it. Like I don't care.
And I think this. I'm gonna jump ahead real quick for this. Um, Monday night, the following Monday night, there's a 10 woman tag team match. A 10 woman tag team match. All the
Yeah,
whole division's out there essentially. And I'm like, yo, they are in booking hell with the women.
it's because they cut it down to 2 hours and they needed to get faces on TV. That's what it was. That's what it came down to. It was the first 2 hour Raw. They didn't know what they were. They didn't know how to book everything out to plan all the matches, and they were like 10 woman matches. Have everyone on TV at one moment just to get everyone on TV time. Because they definitely were gonna do like if it was 3 hours, they definitely were gonna do like maybe like a 6 woman tag match of like
In the
Lyra,
singles.
yeah, like a Lyra and like somebody else, like Lyra and Casey squared versus PFC, and then like Unholy Union or something. I don't know, but like they just threw everyone in. They were so random. Didn't make sense.
We were watching Raw, and all of a sudden it said PF. I'm like, PF Chang's? Being funny. C. I'm like, oh god. Then went to commercial. Then it came back, and whole Union's music hit. And I was like, what is this?
Yeah,
Then
I was confused.
yeah, you were confused.
I thought it was going to be a 6 woman tag match because
Bruh.
Zoe and Shayna did not look like they were wearing ring gear. They looked like they were wearing jeans and boots. And I was like, okay, it's going to be Sonya and Unholy Union. Well, that's weird, but whatever.
But Unholy Union comes out, and then my girl Natalia comes out, and 4 other chicks are around her. I'm like,
Yeah, I was like, all
I went to
right.
the
And
bathroom.
then
I went to
he
the
said
bathroom immediately. I'm like, I'm not watching this.
he said 10 woman match, and I was like, this match is either going to be a car crash and it's going to be cool, or it's just going to be like stupid as fuck. I guarantee you.
It was
I
the third one. It was the third one by far. It was stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't even watch it. And apparently there's a giant commercial in the middle of it. I'm like, yep, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I'll put a big commercial in front of that in the middle of that too.
Like I'm there. Like you know how rare a 10-person tag match is. That's like
Dog.
Survivor Series numbers. And they don't even do that
Dog.
anymore. That's War Games numbers. That's
It's not
5.
3-on-3, not 4-on-4, 5-on-5. I think there has to be real life heat on Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley in that locker room. You guys have made this all about yourselves, not the title or the division. Your stupid
Were
feuds.
they even on the show? No, they weren't. They weren't.
They were for a split second.
Yeah,
Liv,
yeah.
oh,
That's crazy.
and proof that people are not fucking with that stupid car. They drove up in a black Suburban or whatever, and Raquel Rodriguez is their driver or something like that. That's not
Yeah,
a
they pulled up in the Black Range Rover.
yeah Black Range and she's their driver now. I'm not like that's look. You can have someone else be the driver. Like
No, I don't mind it. It's like she's the muscle. She protects them. So she's like, who else would you want to have drive you? Like the person who's supposed to protect you. But like it was just like the thing that was so whack was like she was like her slow like, all right, we're leaving, and then the slow turn to leave the arena. Or she was
yeah,
like slowly turning,
want to
slow.
mess up. She
I
don't
was
want
like,
to.
any day now, any day now.
So they showed up
Bro,
for
if it was me, bro, I would have slammed on the gas, slammed in reverse, and then just slammed on the gas and dipped out. I'm not doing all that slow shit. And then she got to like blow the horn at the workers to like try and get that heel, like, move, get out of my way, bitch. Like, it's like, all right, bro,
listen,
this shit is
listen. I mean, you're saying if you drove, Raquel Rodriguez was driving, she didn't want to make a mistake. She was like, let me be super cautious.
because she already knew she botched it. She's a new Tonga Loan. She's a female Tonga Loan.
I,
Made her big return in the title match.
I would not go that far. That's a lot.
I will. She
That
bought she's Tongaloa, except Tongaloa didn't botch the ending of the match because the ref rolled out by himself.
you know what? Now that you said that, I think it's the same blasted ref. It's the same freaking ref.
Uh,
I'm certain of it.
no, no.
I'm gonna look it up. I think it's the same ref. But anyways, they're on the show for a split second, and then they made sure to have Rhea Ripley cut a promo talking about this ain't over. Yes, it is. It's over.
It's been over. Fucking been over.
We all want it to be over. All right, so a D minus for me. Let's tackle the other Judgment Day match. Finn and Damian Priest. This was to me. This is a Raw match. We've seen this match a billion times before. Finn has some cool face like I black. Freaking F on his face. Dom, Dom, Carlito, and JD
I think it
McDonald.
was the same ref,
Yeah, the same ref.
but the ref saved it for everyone in the match. So
Yeah, he was a superstar for that match. He was a superstar. He was like, main event. I gotta save the main event.
I still don't blame the ref. I blame the booking. Just don't have Dom fall out the cage.
No,
Like
yeah, the booking is awful, but
protect everyone in that scenario. Don't leave it so that like you still have the ref like not taken out and still visible to everything.
nothing like the ref like gets. But
Like no one took out no one. Yeah, we're moving on. Like no one
yeah,
took out the ref. That's like the thing. Is like no one took out the ref. He was just standing there. Like
and he saw it happen. He's just like, oh,
that's why I was waiting. I was like, is he not gonna call the bell? I was like, he saw this happen. Is he not gonna call the bell?
yeah, he called it.
And he called for it. I was like, okay.
But let's move forward to Finn and
I don't remember this man at all.
Hmm?
I don't remember it at all.
Are you serious?
I don't even want to talk about it, honestly. Matches are stupid.
So, I mean, yes, it's a match you saw on Raw. It was a decent
Yeah,
match, and then numbers game.
yeah.
Khalil comes out, runs interference. JD McDonough comes out, runs interference. Finn hits a
Super
bunch of
Damien.
coup de grace on him, and it's like, all right, are we gonna get the demon or something? They're gonna use a chair or something. The chair does come into play, doesn't help, and Damian Priest wins. Like I was all about the El Champion character. I still have a lot of love for Damian Priest, but
Kind It's kind of washed.
This
Put
just
the
so.
fries in the bag, bro. You're washed, as Carmelo says. Put the
uh,
fries in the bag.
listen,
40 years old.
listen, Melo don't miss, and that wasn't it. Like if Finn Balor can't beat him at all, let's just not do this then.
Yeah. Man, I have no words. I really don't. That match was like my least like interest. Like I was least interested in that match. I feel like that match should have at least had some sort of like stipulation to it,
No kidding.
even
That
if it's
it
extreme rules or something. Like here,
is.
like, but like it's like the logic. It's like you put Dominic in a shark cage. What makes you think the rest of the Judgment Day isn't going to interfere, regardless of what the stipulation is? Just ban everyone from everyone who does not have a match. Ban them, or they instantly lose the match. Like, just do that. If Rhea Rip, if, and then that way Raquel Rodriguez could have been an even better, a better like pop.
Like,
Ban everyone from Judgment Day. If anyone gets involved in Rhea Ripley's match or Liv Morgan's match against Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan will be stripped and Rhea Ripley will win the title. And then you're like, okay, boom.
boom.
And then boom, Raquel Rodriguez is involved. Okay, swerve. She's not technically in Judgment Day yet. There you go. There's your
Right.
problem. Damian Priest and Finn Balor do the same exact thing. Just let them have a banger Extreme Rules match, or just a banger singles match, if that matter. Like, don't
No,
get
it's the same rules
oh,
because they need a stipulation
but
because
yeah, because
because
it's
the
been
way
going
they're
on.
booking no the way it's not just Rhea too. The way they're booking Damien is like he
He's
hasn't
super.
lost in a while either. He said he's Superman.
He's super Damian. Yeah,
Yeah, Super Damien. Like he's like yeah. He hit me with multiple.
as if he's still the world champion.
And he hasn't fought Gunther yet, which I guess it kind of makes sense because he's worried about Judgment Day interfering. But at the same time, he already fought someone else. Like if you're Damian Priest, Gunther is defending the title already.
I honestly don't even want to see. I don't want to see Damian.
No, I do want to see that because Damian's huge, and he's tall, so it's like have him and Gunther fight again. Because you're every time he fights anyone else, it's just South of Heaven or that when he pushes off the ring ropes like this and he's
Yeah,
super
I mean they
Damian.
don't even need like that's the thing. I guess you could have it and just have Ludwig interfere. Like you don't need Jeff. Just have Ludwig interfere.
On Gunther,
Ludwig has not interfered in any of his matches, any of
right?
Gunther. Just have Ludwig interfere. Like, why are you making Gunther seem like a super baby face? Like, he's a heel. He's a dastardly heel who'll do anything to cheat. Why do you have to have this man choke everyone out just to get a victory? Why can't anyone take a pin? Why can't anyone take a distracted pin into a crazy clothesline and powerbomb scenario? Why does everyone have to get choked out?
Or distraction to the chokeout.
Yeah, like at least switch it up. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
I'm surprised
bro,
you're saying this. So you want to see that?
bro. I know I'm
Yeah,
skipping all over the place here, but we were just talking
right,
about
we are. It's okay. It's
Sami
okay.
Sami Zayn versus Gunther. All I'm gonna say is that match was so fucking stupid. Why are you booking Sami Zayn as Super Sammy just to have him choked out? Literally, like bro, he kicked
Okay,
out at
hold on, hold on,
one. He
hold
kicked
on.
out at one just to get choked out. Stop, bro. Stop.
Did you like the match?
Yes, but it was fucking
Okay,
stupid at the same time. It was a dumb fucking decision to just
the,
have it like,
the
and I
end.
think that's also because it was 2 hours and they're running out of time.
Right.
They
Yeah.
didn't know what the fuck
Well,
to do.
listen, they knew their show was gonna be 2 hours. They should prepare for it more.
Yeah, they
That's
should have a lot fucking better.
yeah, that's on them. But like that match, shout out to Sami Zayn, man. A real pro for real. Real hoops every time he steps between the ropes, dog. He had not only I knew he was gonna lose. So I'm still watching, spend my disbelief as much as I can. Did you hear the crowd during the match, bro?
Yeah,
And I know they might pump inside or whatnot, but bro, did you hear? He got them. He got. Where were they even at? I forgot where they. Where were they? You remember where they were?
St. Louis, Missouri.
They're in St. Louis. Okay, so they're
Because they
just
had Sexy Red there twice, back-to-back nights.
right, right, bro.
And
He he got those people to believe, man. He got them invested in that match. I'm just like,
I thought he was gonna win because I'm like, this nigga just kicked out at one, bro. What else is
mm-hmm.
there gonna do? And then he choked him out and he fought out of it. I was like, what else is this nigga gonna do? He kicked out at one. Sammy Hogan.
I mean, I was surprised he kicked out at one.
Kicking out at one is crazy. I don't care who you are. For the world champion and you just had a long match and you have somebody kick out at one. That's
Fighting
not.
spirit.
That's not. Yeah, that's not.
Listen, I knew it was curtains when he went for the haluva kick. He went for a second one. I was like, nah. That's not how you beat him the last time, buddy. You got him up on the top rope, hit that crazy brain buster, and then you haluva kicked him. It wasn't really back-to-back haluva kicks that did it. It was that brain buster that set it up.
Yeah.
Nick Luther just cleans his clock with a clothesline. It's like, oh boy. That's not ideal. Okay, back to so wait. Let's we have to get the grades for Damien and Finn. I give this a D. I give it a D minus. I'm
I'll
just
give it
going
a.
to F, but D minus.
I'll give it a D minus because I was gonna give it an F for Finn, but Damien's also in it, so I'll give it a D minus.
Yeah, I mean it's just we've seen it before. Like we've seen that match before. Like we've seen that same exact match on a Raw. So it's like, why is this on PLE?
It's stupid.
Yeah,
It's put me to sleep just talking about it. To be honest, it's
I can see it
it's
killed your energy. It killed your vibe.
bro. There is so much about that PLE. I really don't even want to. Bailey and Nia got me so hyped at one point for
Why?
Tiffany Stratton.
Oh,
Just for them, like I'm so tired of the fake out. It's the same thing every time with the Money in the Bank. Like, bro, stop doing this. It's so boring.
they're teasing it.
No, but it was the same thing with Damien too. Like, bro, it's just so boring.
So, boom. To that point, I wasn't locked in watching during like the first part of his thing. Like I wasn't there for that part, so I'm not fatigued by it as much. I guess. Um,
For
like for Damien's teases for cashing in,
oh
I
yeah,
wasn't locked in for the first half of his, like his
yeah.
first half of his senior Money in the Bank.
It was always like he walks in, but he always walked in like during a Judgment Day match, during a Finn Balor Championship match, during other matches. He just walks in, he looks around, and then he's just nope, not the right time, not the right time. Even Austin Theory with his briefcase, it's like, bro, like stop making a joke out of this briefcase, or stop making the people holding the briefcase into idiots. They know when the right time would be. They can strike at any given moment in time when the champion is in the ring and down.
Uh-huh.
They're not dumb. They're not.
I'm gonna
Like
agree with you.
stop making the briefcase into like essentially a money grab to sell a prop and just making the briefcase. If you really want to sell the briefcase, stop having them be like, I'm gonna cash in. Oh my god, she's paying attention. Oh my god, she's set up like the Undertaker. Kick her in the fucking face.
That
Nail her with the briefcase, bro. Who
that
cares about the Undertaker sit up? That's when I lost it. I was like, all right, bro, I don't care anymore. I don't care.
that was kind of funny, man. When she sat up like the Undertaker, I
That
laughed.
shit was. That shit was. I literally sat there and I was like, at 4 a.m. in the morning, this is what I'm witnessing right
Listen,
now. An
she
Undertaker
said,
sit up.
come on, that was funny. That part was
That
funny.
was not funny. That was not funny. It would have been funny because I'm like, wow, this is what they're resorting to. This is what stops somebody from cashing in, bro. You know how many times the Undertaker, like when the like comic example, Undertaker sits up when the Rock was going for the
They're gonna say
Rock
the
Rock
Rock kicked him and hit him two
sits
double
up
leg waves.
and he hits him. It was a fucking Undertaker and he sat up. That's like the Undertaker. Now you got somebody like Nia Jax and just fucking whatever. So I'm like, all right, bro, it is.
So I don't mind the tease. Like I said, I'm not fatigued by it. I don't mind the teasing, and I'll defend it like this. They're slowly turning her face.
Yeah, but
It's a process, man. They gotta make us hate Nia a little bit more for it to work. So now I have to do some more stuff to her. Nia has to be more of a super heel. But so boom, you didn't like the tease cash in. What do you feel about the match itself though?
No, I don't even want to talk about it. We've already talked about it off camera. It's just like,
You didn't enjoy Nia Jax pulling out a Hurricane Rana?
nope. Like, you mean Nia Jax is flop and Bailey fleeing herself,
Yo,
doing a somersault? It was wild.
if I was Bailey, I would have told her to go to hell. We're not doing this.
Match is a big old F.
Nah, I can't do that.
I
Can't do
can't.
that to Bailey. It's a D
I can't.
minus as well. Can't do that to Bailey. Nia Jax deserves an F. But Bailey, man, look, did you? I will pull up the Hurricane Rana footage. Like, there's no way. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. Bailey was carrying. And that's a lot of weight to carry, dog.
I give it an F because Bailey decided to try and carry.
Look, Bailey, she the buckle power bomb, the outside when Niles got about to get counted out and she broke the count. The fact that she ate a belly to Bailey from Nia.
What? It's
Nah,
not even her finisher anymore. Who cares? Like,
it's still a signature though. Still a signature move. She busts out.
I rarely see her do that.
Mm,
She normally just does her dumbass rose blade. Either way, both of her finishers suck. Bailey the belly is stupid. It's literally just a. I mean, like, sure, like most wrestling finishers are like generic wrestling moves, but literally, it's
belly to belly suplex.
that's nothing, bro. How many matches they do that shit in? It's not like Bailey does it where it's extra like oomph to it, unless she does it from the middle rope. That's the only time it matters. Other than that, it's like, bro, that's literally that's a basic wrestling move that they teach you in wrestling school. That is not finish matches like that. That's not no, bro. I could believe the
Big.
bank statement where it's the backstabber into the crossface. I could believe the figure eight. I could believe the disarm her. I could believe literally any other of the four horsewomen's finishers besides a fucking Bailey to belly. They literally took her name and put it in there from belly to belly.
I don't mind it. I
It's
don't
still
mind the belly to belly finisher, especially from the second rope, the super belly to belly. And look, she's won championships with that move.
shouldn't.
Got to give it its respect. Now the Rose Plant. You want to shit on the Rose Plant?
I don't have to give it
Not
that
the,
respect. She only won with that because it's like, oh, like NXT and she was popular. It's like, bro,
no, she beat
that,
Charlotte on the main roster with that.
well, but she was still a hugger, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why her gimmick was just over. It's like I hate when
Hold on.
moves get over because
How
they
was her
get
gimmick over? Because Bailey's awesome. Because she's awesome. The Hugger
okay.
character is the best characters ever, dog.
Just because you think just because someone's awesome doesn't mean that the move that they do is also awesome.
I mean,
Santino Morella was a hilarious character, but I'm not gonna count the lights to a fucking sock puppet fucking Cobra Strike. There's no chance in hell. You can burn in hell, Santino. I'm not
listen,
counting.
a lot of women have counted the lights to the belly to belly. The belly to belly.
That's just stupid.
But you
That's
give it
just
an F? F is a lot, Jordan. F is a lot. There's no way.
not a lot. Not a lot.
You give it an F?
Yeah.
They failed. Damn, that's crazy.
They failed to make me care about anything regarding that. Once Nia started trying to do like Hurricane Ranas and shit, I was like, yeah, this match is fucking stupid, bro. This match was fucking stupid. I already knew Bailey wasn't gonna win. I thought that only two possibilities was a Nia retaining, or
If you cash in.
yeah, or a Tiffany cash in, like a successful cash in. That's the only two way the titles were gonna either retain or change. And I was like, bro, you got Nia trying to pull out Hurricane Ranas, bro.
But
She
and
could literally just squash her. Like, why are you pulling out a Hurricane Rana? Just literally lean forward and crush Bailey while she has you on top of her shoulders. Like, what?
do an annihilator.
Yeah, like, why are you trying to be fucking Rey Mysterio?
Listen, you know, and hey, Bailey Samoa dropped Nia Jackson this match, man.
That was cool, but it's still not enough for me to like give a damn.
Not even with the Samoa drop.
No, no.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll leave that. We'll leave that alone. Let's talk about the main event: Cody Roman versus the Bloodline. Now, the way they started this match was really bad. For now, I love them having the band out there playing this song because he went viral for that.
Oh
That band
god,
went viral for that. That was awesome.
it was ass.
That was awesome. What made no
They
sense?
were off key as.
No. What made no sense was there's more than one royal family in wrestling. I said there's more than one royal family in wrestling, and he still comes out to his full song, and then they're playing it in the background. I'm like, man, when they were playing, he should have just came out. That's what makes sense. We don't need to hear this and the band. That's overkill. And that mask is dumb. That mask that he wears is silly. He should stop wearing it.
I only liked it for WrestleMania.
Hmm?
I only liked it for his WrestleMania matches.
Yeah, it's dumb though. It's dumb.
When he comes out of this whenever he comes like out of the stage, like out of the when he rises up in the elevator, as they call it, the Cody Vader, when he rises out of the stage and he's wearing the mask, okay, cool. But like when you're just walking out to a fucking band, a school band playing your music, shut up.
Yeah, he should have been wearing his. He should have not been wearing that mask. The mask looks stupid. It was just overkill. And then Roman comes out. His entrance is fine. You know, Roman just keeps it simple. And they have a very good match, entertaining match. They're telling stories. How Solo's in control of Jacob Fatu, how he's directing them. They isolate Roman. Roman's desperate for the hot tag. Tags in Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Cody wrecks shop for a little bit. Cody gets desperate for the hot tag. Goes to tag in Roman. Teamwork by the Bloodline. Jacob pulls him off the ropes. Pulls him off, the side. The apron. Pulls him off the apron. Eventually, the tag team champions come out. The whole Bloodline's there. And what do we? And what happens next, Jordan? What happens next after all the Bloodline shows up?
There's a masked man in a bandana and a hoodie. Tama Tonga looks over. He's like, fuck. Tonga looks over. Yo, what the fuck? Super kick. Super kick. Jimmy Uso pulls it down. I was like, oh, I was like once I saw the bandana, I was like, okay, it's obviously Jimmy Uso. But there's no more surprises. Once I saw Solo look back, I was like, it's Jimmy Uso. It has to be. Like, why would you debut another new person? And I knew it was going to be like Hikalua because he's like tall as fuck,
Right, he's super tall. Yeah.
and that was not super tall. That
Mm-hmm.
was like, and then once he started throwing the super kick, I was like, definitely not a tall man debuting.
I was so hyped. I was like, "Oh, he's back! He's back, Jimmy! I never thought I missed you this much, buddy. I missed this guy. He comes back, pulls the bandana down. He's like, ah." I was like, yeah, that's why you took him out. Or you thought you
Mm-hmm.
did. He's back.
And
He evens out
that
the odds.
that was great. Um, Roman, I really wasn't expecting Roman and Cody to win in a way,
Mm-hmm.
but like with Jimmy, I guess it just makes all the more sense because like,
No,
sure,
okay. So because I like to be consistent, right? The way they're protecting Rhea is really annoying. And on another hand, on another note, the way they're protecting Jacob was really cool.
No, but here's my thing. Here's my thing. Here's my thing. Here's why I think Jacob should have taken it low key, or here's why I thought they weren't going to win. Because if that's the case, and I did say that if anyone gets pinned, it's probably going to be Solo, but like,
Right.
why would they lose? Because now that Roman is pinned Solo, shouldn't Roman technically have the little follow around his neck now?
1-on-1 match. That's probably what they'll say. That's probably what they'll say. And
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's what they'll
And
say.
Roman's already said, regardless if I have the wolf fall or not, I am the OTC.
Yeah, but he still wants it back.
Of course, it completes the aesthetic. It looks weird without it. When Solo wearing it across from me looked crazy. I'm like, this looks wrong. Just wrong altogether.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still trying to figure out like that's the only question, like the only question mark that I really had that popped up where I was like, well, if that's the case, then like, why did you?
Well, I promise you they're going to address it on Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we
Yeah.
haven't gotten there. They definitely will, but
But I love the teamwork by the bloodline. I
mhm,
love how they how Jacob was fighting enough and took enough damage. I love how Cody gave Roman a salute.
yeah, that was
And
crazy.
right, and, no, and then he crashed out just to take out
Jacob,
Jacob. I'm like,
yeah.
that's how you do it. That's how you do it. So believable. It makes sense. Jimmy's on the outside to keep the Tongans at bay. And then Roman, he hits him with the crucifix, hits him with the spear.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Well, I will say one thing too is that when after the match, after Roman got the pin, Jimmy comes in and they like WWE posted it where Roman was like, "You did that?
You called the
Like,
play.
you called the play?"
You called the
And he's
play.
like, "Yeah, for you, Oos. Like, did that for you, Oos." And he's like,
Right.
"Thank you." And I'm like, "Damn,
Man
they're throwing
hug.
it back. They're throwing it back to like you the quarterback. You just you lob it up. I'll beat her to catch it. Oos. Like you call the play, Oos. Like I got you."
Yep.
He's like, you calling the play? You making the plays? I'm there to catch it. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Like throwing it back to when Jimmy was doing
Right.
all that shit. And I'm like, yo, that shit is kind of stupid, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Bruh. Sit
That
him.
shit was like that was pre WrestleMania when they were saying that stuff. I'm like, bro, what the
But
fuck is this
you
nigga
got it in
talking?
the moment. And a lot of people got in the moment.
Yeah,
Bloodline. Bring back the original Bloodline, man. Bring them all back.
it's
Bring
gonna
them
take a
all
minute for
back.
Jay though. It's gonna take a hot minute for Jay.
Yes or no? What's a hot,
It's gonna take a hot minute for Jay.
what's a hot minute?
I think they're gonna wait for Survivor Series until like low key, like the SmackDown before or like the week before. Like I think they're gonna milk it for a hot minute.
Survivor Series is the next PLE.
Crown Jewel is, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so 2 months.
Yeah, like
Okay.
like middle of November, I think it is. I think they're gonna milk it.
When is Crown Jewel? Like 2 weeks from now?
Crown Jewel is 4 weeks from now.
The Survivor Series is in December. Or right before December.
Crown Jewel is November 2nd. Survivor Series is November 30th. I think it is. I think
Okay.
it. Yeah.
That's what,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. November
Okay. Well,
November 30th. Yeah. So it's like we got like a whole month and a half essentially until Survivor Series.
mm,
So I think they're gonna let that simmer with Jay just doing his own thing, IC title, finish out the whole Braun Breaker feud, being like, I'm doing my thing over here on my own, oops, I'm holding this shit down, oops.
it's just me, Oos.
And then final, because he mentioned recently, he was like, Roman Reigns trying to hold me down, trying to keep me from just being me.
Yeah.
He's like, everyone wanted me to be a twin. My mom said, go out there and show them who you are. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, yeah, he said it. Roman's trying to hold him down, so why would he just go back to Roman now? He's gone back to Roman before, and Roman's still done him the same way again.
So,
So I think it's gonna be very last second.
I think you might be right on that. Right about that. But back to this match. Back to the main event.
Mm-hmm.
They hug. They do the man hug afterwards. Cody shows up. Cody, walks up and is like, "I'm still the champion. I'm still on show."
Well, no, not even. Not even. Cody got jumped.
Yeah.
Cody got jumped first, and then Roman was like, "I'm out."
Yeah. Oh, I didn't mention. Yeah. So Cody gets jumped. So the man hug
That
happens. They
I
leave.
was like, "Bro,
Yeah, they leave, and then Jimmy's like, "Nah, do the right thing. Do the right thing." Which, by the way, we are getting a babyface Roman now. Right. That's what we're getting. We're getting babyface Roman, and what you wanted to happen, you wanted Cody to be a heel. That's happening too. Maybe not, because he got stomped up by Kevin Owens.
mm-hmm. That's the one thing that's like throwing me for a loop here."
So Cody's still gonna be a face, but Roman's gonna be babyface. Dog. So after they make the save.
You go ahead. Go ahead.
He comes back. He comes back. His
Mm-hmm.
music hits. The place explodes. I'm like, yes, he's back. The final boss. The final boss is back once again. He's back
I
once again, baby.
I would have liked it a little bit more if they didn't just lean into the whole like, yeah, I'm gonna be in Georgia for Florida, whatever. Like,
Right.
just leave it. Like, don't announce
Georgia,
that.
for
Like
Georgia
don't
Auburn football game.
yeah, like don't announce that. Just leave it. Just literally let it be like, the Rock is here. He's here for the college game day. And they're like, yo, is he gonna show up later on? Like, just don't be like, yeah, I'm already scheduled to be in Georgia, boy. Like, I'm gonna be in Georgia. I don't got nothing else to do in Georgia. Like, what else am I gonna do in Georgia? College football?
Listen,
Yeah, I scheduled that so I can also make an appearance for Bad Boy.
I popped so hard. I was like, oh, he's
I did it. I actually did it.
what?
I did because I knew. Like, come on, come on.
Well,
I stayed off of social media. I was like, I already know if I go on social media, I'm gonna see a bunch of blue lightning everywhere, a bunch of fucking eyebrow and Versace vests. I already know that, bro. I already know what I'm gonna see. I was
listen,
like, bro, I already know I'm gonna see the final boss everywhere. So I literally stayed off my phone, and it's crazy because I literally logged on to Twitter a few times. It was like when I got a notification from
mm-hmm,
an account, so I'll click on it by accident. Or like like when you're typing, you try and type at the
mm-hmm.
tap at the top of your screen, and it like
Push
pulls
them.
up the notification.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like one of those. But it's like those are all for like sneakers and
Mm-hmm.
like different like betting accounts and stuff. So I'm like, whatever.
Jordan.
Like I was like, oh shit, let me get off Twitter. I don't want to see nothing. But
Jordan.
I knew 1,000%. I was like, he already said he's in Georgia. There's no way he's not coming.
He came back and let his music hit, popped the crowd, stared Cody down with his freaking fake belt, did the eyebrow, and then does this. 3. Hits his music and leaves.
He did the 1, 2, 3, plays music, and he goes. And I think that I don't know if that was Cody or Roman because we haven't seen him and Roman together. But
Boom!
I think
And
it's
Roman
Roman.
was confused too. When you saw, he looked at his face, was like, dog. It was so great. It was so simple. He didn't say anything. He didn't fight nobody. He just came in, started on the whole show, and then left. Oh man! And then went on
I
Instagram live to talk shit. It
I
was
gotta
amazing.
yeah. I gotta see where the upcoming shows are because
Mm-hmm.
that'll like lead me to believe like if they're in big towns, I'll be like, okay, Rock is more likely to show up. If they're in like a random like
To The Rock's credit, when he came back on SmackDown on Fox, there was in some random places. Like, they were in Memphis one time.
that's not random.
I mean, it's not like,
That was all for the storyline.
but it's
That's
also
because that was leading up to Mania though, so they were just like they were getting the Rock on everything.
yeah, yeah. So
But like
I think he'll show up, even if it's a weird place. He still might show up. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know, because like even the weird places, like he showed up in like what? He showed up in
His first or second time back, it wasn't in a big city on SmackDown,
I'm not even gonna try and like,
and people
figure
were
out where.
playing like, "Yo, his promo took 37 minutes, and you watched every second of it."
Yeah, bro, that's just gonna be like
I mean that.
That's like
Well,
that's what irritates me when the bloodline stuff takes like 40 minutes of a show, bro. I'm like, sometimes less is more, bro.
yes,
Like
but
you just milking the crowd. Like, all right, we get it. Like you're The Rock, you're gonna elicit a reaction. You're Roman Reigns, you're gonna elicit a reaction. You're Solo
sometimes
Sokoa, you suck on the mic, and you probably forgot your line, so you have to elicit a reaction. Like,
look, sometimes less is more.
yeah,
This is
but
less.
that yes, but if he did this on a planned show up where he's on SmackDown, he's not doing that. He's
No,
doing 40-minute rants about jargon bullshit, a people's
no, about being
championship.
a final boss and running TKO.
Stupid, stupid,
But
stupid.
let me ask you this: What did you give? What did you give the? What did you give this match? With
Uh,
everything included, including Rock coming back, what do you give it?
A minus.
I give it an A plus.
I knew the Rock was coming back. I get it. A minus.
So I knew he was coming back, but then I honestly thought like, okay, I guess he's gonna be on the post game show or whatever. Cause
Nah,
I mean, at some point I was thinking that because I'm like, well,
gotta
if
pop
he
the
came back,
ratings. Gotta pop the ratings.
yeah.
Ever since they did that shit with Punk, anytime some with Punk at Survivor Series, where he came back when the credits were rolling,
Mm-hmm.
you're not getting me with bullshit, bro. If somebody's in the same city, if somebody's in the same town, and they're
Oh no, I thought the Rock would show up, but I thought like honestly, I thought okay, not interfering in the match. He's definitely gonna show up for this match with Roman and Cody teaming up.
yeah, I just thought like I was like, okay, it's guaranteed Rock's gonna show up before the show goes off. Like whenever
Okay,
when it's gonna happen during the main event. Now that it was confirmed it was the main event, so I'm like,
dog,
whenever it is, he's gonna show up. So like,
he stunned out the whole show. He was he didn't say a word. No.
like that. That's why you had him be. That's why you had that match be the main event, bro. Really,
So
really.
that's the thing. It could have been the beginning of the show, and it might have changed everything.
It could have changed everything.
It could have changed everything in terms of like making the mid card not ass.
Yeah,
Lift the spirit of the performers, get
yeah.
them going, and maybe make them realize, you know what? Let's change this real live finish real quick, and not be completely ridiculous.
But at the same time, it probably wouldn't have changed anything because if he had more time to be egotistical Dwayne, he might have taken more time away from other people and just kind of like walked around the stage more,
Yeah, but
done
hold on,
this more, done this more, done
it's
this more,
listen.
people's champ more, just bullshit and
I'm
drawn
not
out
gonna complain.
shit.
I'm not gonna complain when the rock comes out and the
It's corny, bro.
goosebumps are still there. Look at him.
It's so corny, bro. It's like, yeah, we get it. You're a heel that wants to show that you still love coming back. Like, okay, bro, we get it. Goosebumps. Shut up. That shit's so corny to me. It's like, bro, just be a heel. I don't care about your fucking. I'm supposed to boo you. Why
The
am I gonna be
only
like, oh my god, you're happy to be here? You're getting goosebumps. Oh, like, bro,
the
you're a fucking heel. Just be a fucking
only
heel.
thing that the final boss does that I have a real problem with is the fake title because it's like that just screams insecurity. Outside of that, I love all the other stuff that he does, man. I
Like,
love all of
if
it.
he did goosebumps, if he was like, and he's like, yeah, The Rock still gets goosebumps. You know why? Because I am absolutely frightened and the hair is standing up on my arm. I'm frightened to be in the midst of all you dumbass motherfuckers in this arena, you literal pieces of trash. You're being around you is affecting me so much that the hair on my arm is standing up because you do not deserve to be in the presence of the
What the
final
final
boss.
boss?
All this bullshit he does. Yeah, all that, like, yeah, all that shit. That's the only way I like it. Like otherwise, bro, it's like, all right, Nick, you're doing the same thing that you were doing when you came back in 2011 with the. Like, yeah, we get it, bro. You like Goosebumps. Okay, you should be on the fucking show, Goosebumps. Good for you, buddy.
Put
Good for
it
you.
in my vein.
Good for you, Dwayne. You know why it really pisses me off? Because the fact that Dwayne is in the main event and I'm not just pisses me off. CM Punk, man. Anytime he has a chance to main event something, if Dwayne always comes back and steals his fucking thunder. It
Oh,
is
really?
it has happened year after year. So Rock versus Rock Cena 2 when they made it for the title.
Mm-hmm.
CM Punk was a champion. Rock took the title off Punk, and he main evented WrestleMania that year.
That sounds
And
like Rock I
Punk
know,
had a match
baby.
against the Undertaker. Like Punk had a 434-day reign, something like that, as WWE champion, the longest title reign in a minute as WWE champion, just for The Rock to come take it back, or take it from him,
Mm-hmm.
and then main event, and they're like, yeah, you get Undertaker, and you get to get fed to the Undertaker this year at WrestleMania, and it's not in the main event. And Punk was like, all right, so I just got my main. And when he was main event, when he was the WWE champion, he faced Chris Jericho. And now that I think about it, for WrestleMania 28, who won the Royal Rumble that year?
Sorry.
Because I'm damn sure, I think it was Sheamus, because Sheamus faced Daniel Bryan and won in like 28 seconds or whatever.
That that.
The Royal Rumble winner didn't even main event because Dwayne came back. The stipulation that the Royal Rumble winner wins in main events WrestleMania,
Mm-hmm.
that didn't happen because Dwayne came back. Then the following year, Punk was champion. He was going to get his WrestleMania main event. That didn't happen. Why? Because Dwayne came back. Fast forward to this year's WrestleMania, where if Punk wasn't hurt, he was going to win the Royal Rumble. And if Punk won the Royal Rumble, I guarantee you he would have been scheduled to be in that main event. But you know why? He wouldn't have been because Dwayne came back. It was Dwayne and Rock, or Dwayne and Roman versus Cody and fucking whatever the fuck.
Steph Roach.
That like do every time.
I
And
love.
that's why they were saying with Cody too. They were like, Cody was supposed to be in the main event when he won the Royal Rumble, and now Dwayne came back, and that's why he referenced it too. Punk. He was like, when he was talking to Cody about winning the Rumble, he was like, oh look, just when you think you're gonna get your moment and you're gonna get your spotlight in your main event, but then a bigger star comes back and takes everything away from you. And no, I'm not talking about that guy. This time the bigger star is me. That's what he was talking about. He was referencing when he was like, I'm pissed off because now that I finally get my main event, Dwayne comes back and he wants the main event, so he gets it.
You know what I'm hearing? Final boss has been a real thing for a minute. He's been
No,
a final
no.
boss for a while now.
Bro, it's the ego of Dwayne. That's what it is. It's the ego of Dwayne, because that's when him and John actually hated each other and all that shit. And like,
Yeah, until
Dwayne,
John Cena went to Hollywood and had to fucking apologize. Like, damn, my
he
beat.
didn't. Yeah, but at the same
Nah,
time, if you're,
he not only did he apologized in kayfabe, he apologized in real life. It's like after I
yeah,
started it, I was like, oh my god, yeah.
yeah,
Um,
but at the same time,
well,
you're The Rock. You're one of the best talkers in the game, and you got your promo written on your wrist, and it's visible on TV cameras.
I don't remember that.
I remember it very well because when he came out, I was like, "Yo, what is that?" Like, John noticed it because he saw it on the monitors in the back that were showing the live view of the show. And Rock would always look down and glance down, and he's like to catch his cues when he was talking on the mic when he first returned. So then John was like, "Nice tattoo." He's like, "I don't need silly catchphrases, just like I don't need my promo written on my wrist." He pulls down his wristband. Nice tattoo. And Rock just stops dead in his tracks. He's like, "You fucking bitch." It's like, yeah, you're The Rock, bro. You're the number one talker. Like, you can talk it. Bro, you're fucking acting. You're memorizing your fucking
See,
lines for a living. You can't do that still?
see, I don't remember any of that. I do remember this though. The
Stop
final
glazing
boss
that.
coming back.
Stop glazing that man's bald head, bro. You're drowning that man in
Listen,
glaze right now.
listen. I'm not. I can't remember the lowlights. I just remember the highlights.
That was a highlight. That was a crazy highlight because that shit got crazy heated real life. Same thing with Punk and Rock too. Punk and Rock was real life heat at first, like I remember that Punk did an interview and he was like, they sat me down and like Brian Gowertz was like, okay, so this is what we have written out for you. This is what you're gonna say. This is what Rock's gonna say. And
Mm-hmm.
Punk's like, no, that's not how I operate. You're not gonna tell me what I'm gonna say for my own fucking promo for my character. Like, no, you don't just get to come back and call all the shots and okay, this is what you're gonna say. Okay, cool. No, fuck that. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna say, or we're gonna compromise on what I'm gonna say, but you're not gonna tell me like this is what The Rock wants you to say. This is what The Rock's gonna respond to you. Like, no, fuck that. because that's when he was still Hollywood Dwayne before he like came back for like a full time like
He's
stint
been
as the
the
final
final
boss.
boss.
No, he's not been the final boss. He's been a final dickhead. That's what he's been. There's a difference between the character final boss and the absolute asshole Dwayne Johnson is. Dwayne Johnson is a fucking dickhead,
Well,
egotistical asshole.
listen,
Now he's had to swallow his words and be like, you know what? Let's make me into the final boss so I can be my true self on TV and extort my power.
it's
And
beautiful. It's
I'm gonna be
me.
on
Me hearing
TKO.
all this. Me hearing all this is just like yes.
He's the new Vincent Kennedy McMahon, except he doesn't have any allegations against him.
Okay, all right, all right. You've totally jumped the shark now. Totally calling this man Vince.
He's Vince, bro. He's Vince without the allegations.
No, do you know why he's not Vince? Because
Why?
he's really the final boss, and the people love him. But we have to tackle Raw real quick here, right? Real quick. Our viewers need to know how we feel about these matches on Raw. We
To be
talked.
honest,
We
I
were talking
barely
about some of it too.
I barely watched anything besides the main event. I knew the outcomes. Xavier Woods, it's Xavier Woods, bro. Sorry, it's Xavier Woods.
So I
Sorry,
watched that. I
sorry.
liked it a lot. I like the story that they're telling. Xavier getting frustrated, right? Is not being friendly. Your boy,
Fuck. 12:30.
listen, your boy Brown Breaker came out, speared Jey Uso, speared Kofi, speared Xavier. He speared everybody, and Xavier wasn't really helping when Brown Breaker came out at first. He was not with it at all. I love what they're doing for Xavier. His full heel turn is coming. It's super obvious now. It's coming, and I just hope Big E gets involved one way or another. I can't imagine Big E just watched the New Day implode without at least showing up for a segment, which is what I'm looking forward to next. What Big E has to say about things, not just as a commentator after PLE, but just like actually in the storyline, just a little bit, just a little sightseeing from Big E. They already mentioned his name. We used to have E, so we didn't need help. Then Odyssey Jones, got discovered to be a scumbag. But I
Yeah,
love
I mean,
that. I love that though.
I think my whole thing with Raw too that I have a problem. I can't even give my opinions on it honestly. To be honest, besides the main event,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we already touched on the main event
Yeah,
too.
we're talking about Mayweather. What's up?
It's like everything was just so like
Rush.
unnecessarily rushed because it was 2 hours. Like Punk came out and then Seth interrupted him. I was like, okay, and then Seth starts talking and then Jay's music hits and I'm like,
Ooh, that was great. And it's like,
I was like, bro, like
listen, it was only 2 hours. Everyone's stepping on everyone else.
yeah, but I'm like, bro, like
But hold on, to that though, real fast.
you didn't have to have a 10 woman match. You didn't
No,
have.
I mean, yeah,
You
but
could
to
have just cut
that,
that out.
but to
But
Seth Rollins and Jay's interaction, you notice Seth didn't say anything to Jay.
yeah,
He didn't say anything to him.
yeah.
Just kind of just left the ring. After mentioning, and his post Punk interaction, his promo, after mentioning Cody teaming up with Roman and him seemingly not too happy that he did that. Just like Kevin Owens.
Yeah, but I don't think it's more of it's not a him and Jay thing though, because
I
Jay
think
is always.
in like the bloodline people, period.
I don't think so because remember, it was like Jay came out and helped Cody at WrestleMania. They were in the ring. They were all in the ring together.
Right.
So I don't think it was because actually no, yeah, because it was Seth and wasn't Jay Uso on the War Games team with Seth too during that time when Punk came back.
But that's why it's so important they didn't interact with him, didn't talk with him, didn't give him no dab, didn't acknowledge.
I think it's just that he stepped on his time. I don't think it was anything else for him. I don't think it was anything too deep because like they're both faces. They're not.
Seth Rollins is wearing all black. Seth Rollins is he was pretty menacing towards Big Bronson Reed. We could be
Big
getting
Bronson Reed is going to be the heel
what
though.
I'm getting at is we could be getting the Seth Rollins heel turn.
Like how? Because you're putting him against
He could be a heel.
Bronson Reed takes out baby faces and heels rosters.
I mean, I guess you know what? I guess technically Braun Strowman is a babyface. I guess, but we've seen
Oh yeah,
Drew fight other heels. We've seen Drew Gunther. We've seen that heel versus heel. So they can run it. They can run a heel versus heel. But I'm pretty certain we're gonna get a heel Seth Rollins in the next couple months.
we're gonna get a heel Seth for CM Punk. That's why. That bullshit.
I'm here for heel Seth. Authority figure, authority suck up Seth was one. That's actually my favorite Seth Rollins
That was cool,
outside
but
the Shield.
don't do that again.
No, you don't gotta make him to like a cowardly heel, but like
Yeah,
let's get him back to being a heel. Let's get heel Seth Rollins, man. I'm here for it, all the way here for it.
I'm not opposed, but yeah. I mean, this Monday Night Raw, it just felt too. It felt too rushed for me to give like a true, honest like opinion of yet. Because I got to get used to it being going back to 2 hours.
See, SmackDown's always in my show. 2 hours is the way to go.
Because like yeah, it's like now that they have the overbloated roster, now they have to figure out how to make the 2 hour show work with everyone on the show. So now it's like they're gonna it's gonna take some time to readjust to 2 hours versus
Yeah, well,
three.
Shawn
But
Michaels figures it out every week on NXT.
yeah, but
Every
not
week.
that's because everyone has a like it's main roster versus NXT. NXT they still have NXT level up too. Main roster like most main roster people are like most main roster people who are on the show are supposed to be like featured in some way or another, whether it's like backstage promo or something. Like especially when you come from being 3 hour shows where you still have storylines from those 3 hour shows. Now they want to fit them in to have a 10 woman tag team match where all those storylines can just get thrown into a clusterfuck ball of
There's
a
got to be real
one
heat.
match.
Liv and Rhea Ripley. There's got.
That's yeah. That's why I'm like they're gonna have to tighten up their roster because I think SmackDown has like 10 less superstars than Raw does.
Hey, listen. They can make another show. They have the Saturday Night Main Event thing that's coming up.
They're
So
not going to make another show. They're going to
whatever the Saturday thing coming.
that's going to be a PLE.
That's a PLE.
Yeah, it's on Saturday.
It's not just a.
No, it's a Saturday show.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think it's just a Saturday PLE.
Wow. Let's see. Real quick here, real quick. What else happened on Raw? We touched on most of the main things.
Yeah, only thing was just the CM Punk.
Oh, your girl made an appearance. You gotta talk about your girl real quick. Get it sexy. Get it
No,
sexy.
we don't. Stop. Stop.
You love Sexy Red. You enjoy
Fuck,
her music. You
bro.
enjoy her contribution to the pop culture.
No, I don't. I already told you my opinions, and that she literally confirmed it by coming out with a chain that says "Ghetto Princess." Like,
Yeah,
bro,
that's what she calls herself. The ghetto princess.
bro.
Get
I
it
told you.
sexy.
She makes the
Get it
money.
sexy.
They already said it online. She makes the money for the girls who think that I'm not gonna go into it. I'm not gonna go into it. You know what? Yes, I will. She makes the music for the girls who think that child support and all that is a come up. That's what the music she caters. That's her audience she caters to. The long fingernails.
Sexy Red was she was fun.
Also,
It was funny. She was fun on
it
there.
was. I could have gone without it, especially since it was back to back fucking nights on Raw and NXT. Like, bro,
Hey man, she's out. She's on wrestling. She's on wrestling heavy. But let's close things up there. Get it sexy. Yo. Um. All in all, you can't give a grade to the Raw. I'll say this: Sami Zayn is a master. That match is an A. I give it
that
zero
match was great.
woods.
The match was great, but
Yeah,
the very end is what the kick out at ones is what threw it off for me. I was like, all right, bro, I'm losing interest now.
I give Woods and Jay, what started off the night. I give that a B plus with all the things that happened afterwards, all the fallout, and I'm excited. I'm excited for SmackDown, man. I'm excited for SmackDown. I'm excited for the next PLE too.
I'm very excited for SmackDown. I'm excited for next Monday just to see how they schedule everything a little bit better. Um, but yeah, I mean, other than that, I would just give it. I'm just gonna give it time. I'm gonna give it time. I'm hoping that NXT has a big arena next week too, because if it does, then I'll probably tune in. If it doesn't, I'll probably watch. As long as they have the bigger arenas and the more the not as more intimate, but like just the bigger crowds. Like I love the bigger crowds.
Give me that intimate house show setting. It's
No,
beautiful. But
and hoping
cool.
everything's okay with them down there in Florida too. Hoping everything's okay.
We'll
And
definitely say this for all our watchers, our listeners, our supporters that are
anyone
based
in
in Florida, people that have family in Florida. Please be safe. Just please be safe during this time. We wish you the best from the bottom of our hearts, for real. Okay.
yeah, and don't go outside trying to make dumb content to go viral because that's how you
No,
die.
those aren't people that do that don't watch this. So
Sure. Oh,
no,
you,
no,
you,
no, nope. I refuse to believe our audience are idiots. No way.
hey,
So I'm Brandon.
hey, hey. Everyone has access to the internet, buddy. Everyone. Don't. But I'm Jordan.
Hey, it's another great episode of MCW, baby. Once for the one time, because he's back. The final boss.
No. Deuce. I don't know.